Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Brittany Jennings from the Seniors Blue Book, and this morning we are live, and I'm so excited to be with the ladies from American House Sarasota. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have Deb and I have Tammy, and we're going to dive into just some updates on the community, what makes you unique, all those wonderful things. But first, I want to just take a moment to let's talk about you both individually and just a little bit about yourselves. Feel free to share your professional background, anything, maybe a fun fact about yourself. I'm putting you on the spot for that one. But let's start with Tammy. And Tammy, you've been at the community for quite a while, but let's hear a little bit about you and your background.
Sure. So I've actually been in this community since 2015. During that time, we transitioned from Brookdale to Atria and now American House. So I've been through a few transitions. Before that, I was still in senior living here in Sarasota with Emeritus. So I've been in this industry for probably 8 years now. Prior to that, my first career, I have an accounting degree. So I spent the first 10 years of my career in hospital accounting, actually. And that was very interesting here in Sarasota. And then I took some time off. My children were younger. I wanted to spend time with them. So I took some time away from my career. And then when I was ready, we were more empty nesters and was ready to come back into my career. A friend of mine at the time was the medical director of Brookdale, and he is the one who basically said to me, you really, really should consider senior living for your next career. You'd be great in the sales role. So he pointed me in this direction, and I couldn't be more grateful because I really feel like this is what I was meant to do. I just loved this opportunity and really particularly have enjoyed working in this community. As evidenced by the time I've been here. And I love having Deb here with me now. You can tell them about your background, but she's just been great to work with.
Well, and I've been here 3 years already. It's crazy how fast the time has gone when we think about it. And my background was in real estate and development. My husband's in the building industry. I've been rooted in Sarasota for over 30 years. And Tammy and I had a lot of parallel lives per se in town, and never knew it until I came to answer to apply for the position here. I too had taken some time helping run my husband's company, raise my daughter, and had a lot of roots in the community, and feel a total just love for Sarasota, and feel very lucky to live here. And it's a small town. So, what we find over and over again is that we just run into people constantly, how we're, in some way we're connected. And I think that says a lot about this community, is that, just how it's full circle. I'm meeting people and their families and their parents and helping them now that I've known through the years, and Tammy say the same thing.
Yes.
So we feel lucky to do what we do, certainly. And I've enjoyed this opportunity here after 3 years. And, you become very protective over it. And we know our residents. We've had many long-term residents, which I think speaks a lot to our community as well. And, we're a family, and that culture is something that is evident when people come here. And I felt it the day I walked in, and certainly feel it today. COVID has brought us closer together. So we chatted with you a little bit about that, but what often challenges you makes you better, makes you stronger. And, we're all still working with it, but we're a real community here, and I feel lucky to be a part of it. So, and we are a good team. So, this transition is, change is always interesting, but for us, we've embraced it like we have the others. And the American House team has been really supportive in coming in and just, saying, what do you guys need? We're so excited for you to be a part of our, our bigger family. And so we're, ready to go. And much has changed, but much has stayed the same. So, the important things have stayed the same. That's what people should know, because there's a lot of questions sometimes about that when you make a change.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you talked about that. Yeah, because before we went on camera live, we were talking about just kind of how things have changed in the community. And
Right.
I would like to, for those that have, for the first time they're hearing about American House Sarasota, give us an overview of the community and the different levels of care you offer. And I want to make sure I say something too. One of my top reasons I've loved your community and working with you guys is the nature, the setting, the environment of where you guys are. It's so beautiful. Just everywhere, every view that you have in the community is amazing. So tell us a little bit about the community itself, and then we'll kind of get into just some of the changes that COVID has had with the community.
Sure. So this community has always offered independent living and assisted living. It's a nice continuum. We actually have villas, which are very unique. It's a very unique property. They're on the lake. They're about 1,500 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Those are for independent living only. And we also have something called a garden residence, also facing the lake. Very spacious, 1,500 or more square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And those offer, someone who's very independent, who's looking for some general support, ready to give up maintaining a big home, but still wants to feel like they have something that's a little spacious, that just kind of promotes their independence. And we can do that by offering them meals, by giving them weekly housekeeping in their package, transportation, so they can be a little more independent than they were even when they were in their homes. And then we also, from the independent living, you can transition right into assisted living. In our main building, we have 125 apartments that are also lovely options, and they all have full kitchens, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms. We have a few studios. So someone could then take one of these apartments. They have assisted living services available to them when and if they need them, and just a little more support. You'll have a pendant in case you have an emergency. You'll have laundry services, full laundry services, 3 meals every day. So, and right now we're actually in construction and adding a memory care. So we'll have that additional continuum, which will be just such a great offering for couples, perhaps, who see changes coming down the line, and they want to be together in the same community. So we'll have that as a safety net. So we're probably 6 months out before we see that completed, and we'll certainly keep you updated on that. But that's exciting news around here. Construction has resumed.
Woohoo!
Yes. Yeah.
We hear the beeping in the background. If you don't,
it's real.
We are, we did like a cheerleading dance when we saw the hard hats come back in, because
we were down for
nobody usually does that, but we've done that because we were in full mode and then we stopped dead. So we're just very excited to move forward, and everyone is. When you get that point of you're seeing the changes to start and all of these wonderful things that you're talking about are going to happen, and then nothing. So we're excited to have them start again. And
absolutely.
And to your point of the property, it's just, we have 20 acres here, and people are always surprised when they come by. They pull into through the wall off of Bee Ridge Road, which we're very centrally located right past McIntosh, and to realize how deep the property goes and how we have 20 acres here, walking paths and gardens and these big grand oaks. And people are still surprised, at how many times a year. I've been driving by this for 20 years, Deb, and I never knew it was behind this wall. And, I did the same thing years ago. I mean, we all drive, if you're on Bee Ridge, you're going out to 75, you're going to Walmart, you're going to wherever, and you drive by it all the time. So people are always taken back by that and realize the richness of this property and the nature, as you said, and gorgeous lake, and just an area to really roam. Our residents, even during COVID, have had this wonderful opportunity to get out every day and to walk and to not feel like they were so encumbered and closed in. So that's made a difference.
And that was one of the reactions. All the new owners who came on site, first day they were here to announce that we had transitioned. And this was very impressive because we had the CEO, owner of the company here, to make that announcement. And he wanted to reassure everyone that how much he valued our team and what we were doing here. But they were blown away by the beauty of this property. And they talk about it all the time. We get on these calls with other American House communities in Michigan, other parts of Florida, and they just, there's something very unique about this particular property, and just the way we're situated around the lake. It's a very natural setting. It wasn't constructed to, the lake was here and then we followed. So it just makes for a really, special location.
Absolutely.
So,
I want to definitely talk about the bond that has formed between your residents and your team, you guys. Like you mentioned about the dining team and the meal deliveries. And so let's kind of just put a spotlight on that for a moment, because I think for families that have concerns or, during the last year, we're coming up on a year now, have concerns about moving their parents, or if it's a senior watching now and their loved one needs care. Kind of let's help ease their mind a little bit and share some of the really positive things that are happening at the community. And one of those, again, the bonding that's happening between your residents and yourselves.
Well, one thing, I'll go ahead and start because I can speak a little bit from experience, Brittany, with personal family experience. My mother is here, and she's been a resident here for 2 years. She and my father moved here together, and sadly, my father passed away a year ago. She continues to be here, and she's been so supported by staff, by her fellow residents who have become like family to her. And it's amazing. The other day she said to me, she was talking about someone from the dining staff who delivers her breakfast. And my mother, feels like this particular staff person makes a point of preparing that breakfast for her the way she likes it and hand delivers it at the right time just for her. And then they chat. And she said, she's really like a friend to me. I think of her like a friend. And I thought, that is so special. That just makes me feel just wonderful to know that my mother is so fulfilled and that she's allowed herself to be open to those relationships. And our staff is filling those gaps for her that she needs. And she'll talk about other residents in ways as if she had known them her entire life. This particular lady, oh, she's so dear. We have to be sure we send her a birthday card. She's so good to me. Things that I would hear her talk about when she's referring to a lifelong friend. So I think that's just a perfect example of bonding that's happened. And I don't know if COVID's made that even deeper, and maybe it has.
Well, the dynamic has changed because the interaction has totally changed the dynamic of our community, because people are now, as I said to you earlier, before we started talking live, was that we have been delivering 150 meals 3 times a day since March. And that is it's just an epic undertaking. I mean, when you think about the amount of work that goes into that and all of the little things and the details, this is not a one shot, you get one thing, people are ordering, and they've really gotten good at it. And it's taken time, our team, and it's a big deal, and kudos to our dining staff and our kitchen, because you never turn it off. No. You know what I mean? And it's
not like they're packing a cold sandwich.
They're serving hot meal and soups, and
entrees.
A lot of people like ice cream here. We got a big ice cream group. So they're scooping ice cream all day long. And it's just those little things that matter. And as we were talking about the isolation of COVID and people wanting to stay home for fear of COVID, I think has, we've sort of circled back to the idea that isolation and the people in staying home has not been good for them. And with COVID not ending like people thought, no one could script this. We're hearing from families, so we just are so concerned, we can't be there, and we need to know that there's some support for our loved one, our parents, and what can you do for us? And we can share these experiences, but the support system is in place, and it's that interaction, even if it's just 3 times a day they're seeing people. Right. And then we have our engaged life that roll around a wine cart or roll around a fun cart, snacks
Yes.
every day,
Happy hour
water
to your door.
to your door, knock on the door,
Right.
delivery. I think, you know, people got really into the snacks. We have to say the snack thing was a big deal for a
Yeah.
while. We've dialed that back a bit, but you know, we've tried to get creative, and it's the do whatever you have to do attitude here. And I'm sure other communities are same. I think that all of us that are in this business embrace this, and new coming in, we never stopped working. You know, we have been here since all this started, and we continue to be. And that support,
Yeah.
our residents really know that we've got them. You know, we're
Right.
here for them.
They trust that we're
And
taking care of them.
It's a
and
big
we're-
deal, and it's a
we're-
privilege. And
we're
you know,
keeping them safe. It's such a responsibility.
Exactly.
To keep them safe.
I get emotional because, you know, we just see that, you know,
well,
there's just been so much
and
that's
these
gone on.
these
you know.
folks haven't had access to their families, and that's been a really difficult part of it, which is why we have had to step in, and you know, we want to be there for them in ways that their family can't. And it's been very challenging, very challenging. So we just know, as Deb said, we just don't stop. We just have to keep plugging away, keep moving forward, and keep it positive as much as we can. And that makes such a difference. Just dropping by and saying hi and how are you doing, letting them know that we really care how they're doing and what can we do for you right now.
And communities are about their culture. Communities are in the four walls. I mean, we can talk a lot about a lot of amenities, and we can talk about a lot of those things, but ultimately it's who is here,
right.
who are the people day in and day out that touch your families and connect with your loved ones. And I can absolutely say that this team is pretty extraordinary, and they just, you know, there's nothing people won't do here. We've got a few we could mention in particular, but there's so many, you know, that are just nonstop. You know, there's just not anything people wouldn't do. You know, in fact, I have a dog. I've adopted one of our residents' dogs, and somebody else did the same thing because with shutdown, you couldn't walk them anymore. And, you know, and it just got really stressful and upsetting for some residents. And, you know, now that baby dog is part of my family and will come back and visit, and, you know, but, you know, and we have those circumstances where things have happened with people that you jump in and you do what you can do to help families.
And also, not only have we seen this type of thing with our staff, we've also, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It'll come back.
Oh, okay. We just had a call. All right. Okay. We'll wait for that to come back.
See, it's somebody that's watched the video. They're already calling you for information.
They're calling in. Yes. See that.
Get rid of it?
I don't know if I can get rid. Let me just do this.
That's okay.
I'll decline it and I'll call back.
Are you back?
There you go.
Okay. Here we go.
Sorry.
Those are the fun things of being live, you know?
Technology.
So what I was going to say is we also have residents who have bonded together in special ways and looking out for each other in very kind ways. It's just so amazing to see how they take care of each other and look after each other. It's truly, there's a heartbeat here. There's love in this community. And we've always known this. We've always felt that there was a true warmth about our folks, and we see them welcome new people to the community all the time. But it's really, it's brought out that aspect of neighborliness. It's been amazing to see it.
I love hearing that. Absolutely. I want to, before we kind of wrap things up with you ladies, share with us. So like if somebody wants to come see the community, they want a tour, they want to find out more information, of course they can call you, but how are tours being conducted right now, just to give that update. And then also real quick, to share just how your community works as a rental, right? Because that's a little different too with what you guys do versus like a buy-in property.
Right. So we are a monthly rental community. It's a very, very easy entry type situation. There's a community fee. There's a one-time community fee that's specifically $2,500. And then your obligation is that you would, you pay your rent every month. It's a 30-day notice to exit your agreement. And it's really very simple. Your rent includes, for assisted living, it's going to include all of your meals and laundry and housekeeping, transportation, security, pendant, nursing and alert, and independent living, just 2 meals versus 3 meals, weekly housekeeping, transportation. Both categories include basic cable and a landline as well. So that's a little bit about how the financial end of it works. And we're offering tours right now, in-person tours. This is a model that we're sitting in, and you can actually enter it from the outside. Although we can take families to certain areas to see based on their interest. If they need to see the dining room, or if they'd like to see the art studio or something in particular, we can tailor that visit just for them.
We do, and we plan ahead, of course, because it's really, we try to tailor it to each individual depending on what we learn in the beginning. And we do try to do that ahead so that we establish some relationship ahead before people come. We're temp checking everyone, of course, and taking all the necessary protocols to remain safe. And our model is we have an outdoor entry. We can come, but there are opportunities to come into the building now. And so it just depends on what people are looking for. But we always want to show people the property, and we jump on the golf cart and we take a really nice drive around, and always get to meet and chat with our residents who are out and about. And, and everybody remains masked, of course. And that's very important that people understand that. People have been very respectful, of course, and appreciate that. But, we encourage people to come and see us, because you really don't know until you get here and sit here and get to experience it firsthand. We do Zoom tours,
I was just going to say that we are happy to do virtual tours for anyone who's not comfortable coming out right now, or can't, or just, or if they're in another state. We've actually looped in family members. The Zoom opportunity has been fabulous for families who couldn't be here anyway. So we definitely have been able to incorporate Zoom and FaceTime, whatever platform works, just so we can have everybody present.
Perfect. Well, I want to thank you ladies both so much for joining us today on Seniors Blue Book Live. And for those that have tuned in, whether you're looking for a community, just doing some early research, or you're in the thick of needing to find a place, please reach out to Tammy and Deb for more information about American House Sarasota. Ladies, you've been spectacular. I get all the feels from talking to you about your community, because I can feel how passionate you are and just how much you truly care about your residents there. And that is, Deb, like you said, that is the most important. So again, thank you so much, and hope everybody who's tuned in has a wonderful day. Ladies, you have a wonderful day as well. Stay warm, because it's freezing outside today.
Yes. Thank you, Brittany. It was great seeing you.
Thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
Great seeing you too. All righty. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.